Hey everybody, I am on for the midweek message, Wednesday, December 21st. Hi, how are you doing? Happy midweek. Happy almost Christmas time. Happy Hanukkah. Happy almost end of the year. Happy things. So we're moving into Capricorn season. You can feel that earth energy kind of pulling us down into a place of groundedness within ourselves. But Capricorn energy can be a little stubborn at times, but really has this very strong work ethic. So if you're feeling like things are moving and you're wanting to get your hands dirty and wanting to get going with stuff, then you are definitely feeling this energy. Happy solstice as well. Today is the winter solstice if you're in the northern hemisphere. And we are as far away as we can be from the sun currently. But that means that we are in the winter times of our existence in this year, and we are able to look back at the things that we've done and the things that we're looking to accomplish moving forward into 23. So take this time and take the energy along with it and allow yourself some space around the things that you're looking to accomplish. But don't forget all of the stuff that has come in the past, because you've done a lot this year, especially even as I mentioned last week, there's been a lot that's happened, just us as a group doing cards and seeing how things have grown over this time. So make sure that you're carving out some time to reflect, because that's always a great practice to have. And it always allows you to connect back to your higher self and your goals, which we should always be working towards. Okay, so we have a new moon in Capricorn on Friday, and that new moon is going to be bringing forth energy that is going to exact things for the future. So you're going to almost feel like you're initiating something. And with new moons is when we are looking to plant seeds. So this is a great time to think about the things that you want to start as you are moving into 2023. Not so much to say it's as like a New Year's resolution or anything like that, but more like the things that you want to see. What is it that you would like to have come back to you, and how can you utilize this energy to do so? All right, so I'm going to jump into the cards, and we'll start with group one. If you picked one, your card is the Seas of Mintanka. Okay, so Mintanka is a galactic planet that's very watery. What I'm feeling here greatly is a pull from the subconscious. And as the crystalline colors and the beautiful clearness of this water is coming through, and even the card says, seeing potential, bringing unconsciousness to light, you, one, are having a revelation of sorts. So I'm feeling a lot in the eyes and in the sinus, and just almost like a blurring. And when that's happening, it's almost like there's like a download that's occurring, or there's something that's being kind of literally wiped away. So the visual, the physical eyes can see better, as well as the third eye itself can have more of a clearer, sharper focus on the things that you are seeking and the things that you are wanting to bring into your experience. Really feeling a want for more freedom to explore these unconscious desires. And these things are kind of coming up in dreams, for one. So if you're experiencing a little bit of deja vu, if you're having some kind of like weird wonky dreams, really kind of pay attention to symbology that happens there. And you can always do a Google search and just look up something that, I dreamt about an elephant. What does that mean? And kind of dig in a little bit, kind of poke around and see there are symbols that are coming up. There are things that are coming up. There are themes that are arising for you that you've experienced in the past. But they're almost kind of like tapping, literally. I'm kind of getting like a tapping like right on my forehead. That's like a, hey, we're trying to tell you something. So connect a little bit back to that. See where you are actually being upgraded, because there is information that's coming through in order for you to sync back up to a state in which you have more of your personal power at your fingertips. Throughout the cards here, there's a lot about creativity. So one, it's also another nudge for you to think a little bit more about how you can visualize some things, maybe some creative visualization. It might be something that you want to bring into your daily practice, and really take this next step with the Capricorn New Moon and the intentions that you want to put out there a little bit more concretely. So perhaps maybe a vision board or something, maybe some things that you're thinking about bringing into the next quarter of the beginning of the new year. This would be a great time for you to really kind of hunker down and get those things cleared out, because you're having a much clearer vision, literally and figuratively, around the things that you're really wanting and things that are important to you. So don't squander that. All right, moving on to two. Your card. Come on, camera. Your life is a canvas. Beautiful card here. Artist, manifestation, creative accountability. Drawn to this solo figure. So this is you to you. And I think there are times that we forget that we have the capacity and the capability to create and become anything that we want to. And that we are the poets, we are the artists, we are the sculptors, we are the musicians, whatever type of art that you can think of. And you may be feeling that time is fluid. I'm feeling a lot like moving back and forth, like there may be some deja vu pockets, maybe a little bit more where things seem kind of stretchy, where you might get lost in a thought, or maybe be listening to, I'm hearing like podcasts or music or something that you've been listening to that's kind of taking you into a direction where you start to have that inner dialogue and start to think about ideas. Maybe it's making you think about a topic you haven't thought about for a while, or maybe there's a connection to something that kind of sparks an interest again that you've forgotten about. Allow yourself to have some time to reconnect to that, because there's messages there, and following your bliss and following the things that are of interest to you. And this creative expression is a gift. It's a divine gift that you have, and it can come through in a lot of different ways. So the desire to build as well is to build a better routine is coming through. I'm really drawn to the slope here of the mountain precipice that she's on. And it's more that you've come through some rocky territory to get to this place, to get to this higher ground. You're able to look back and see. And similar to one, there's like an opportunity to look back and go, okay, well, how have I grown? It might feel like you haven't done a whole lot, but you really, really have. And your capacity to create has increased. I feel a lot in the solar plexus. I feel a lot that's kind of moving up into the chest. So there's a want for expansion. There's a feeling of fullness. And that fullness is something that you're feeding yourself and you're feeding your passions. So see if you can find some time to really kind of delve into those little creative bits that are kind of popping up. You might want to break down a schedule too, to where you're allowing yourself time within the day to do those things. And you might be being pulled to, even like I'm seeing like a puzzle, or just even play, innocent play, maybe even over the holidays when there's, a little person that you want to hang out with, or, some time to sit as a group, to where you play cards or have some like charades, however it is that you get down. But there's a spark there that wants to be reignited, and you're allowed to let yourself lean into that and recoup that fiery sort of energy that's coming through. And that's the thing that's going to carry you to your next excitement. We want to follow our greatest excitement. We want to follow the things that are interesting to us and that allow us to lose a little bit of time. But in order to do that, because you've got quite a packed schedule, you're going to want to make sure that you give yourself that time. So don't skimp out on that. Make sure that you schedule in some time for you. Okay, so moving on to 3. All right, if you picked 3, your card is the 7 Star Sisters, also known as the Pleiades star constellation. Remember, 7s are all about intuition. 7s are all about the spiritual path and a good, like, hey, what you're doing is great. Keep on doing what you're doing. Birth and creations, tapestry of life, and expression. I think you're noticing a trend here that everyone has a little bit of creative vibe coming through, where you're really feeling the juice, where you're really getting into a place where you can take some time for yourself and realize that you are here to do more than just exist and work. And I feel like 3 especially has really had a lot of like work heavy stuff that's kind of hanging over. And that's going to get cleared up only if you're able to kind of get to a place where you can surrender some of the things that want to be created. You might be feeling like you want to try something different. You might be wanting to bring something into your space. Big Capricorn energy is really happening for everyone, but here for 3, Capricorn really wants to perfect the home, wants to have a sense of safety and even like a sense of tradition. So there may be something that you're looking to bring into the home space. If you're having a hard time trying to figure out how expression can be expressed, you could do that through maybe even just changing the energy in the room by moving furniture around, maybe, painting something, or, purchasing some art and supporting a local artist or something like that, to where you can actually make your home a bit more cozy, because that environment, that container that you're feeding, will give you back that energy when you're feeling depleted. And that's something that's been happening. There's been a bit of a drain here with 3. Also, really focused on the intuition aspect of it with the 7s. And I am feeling a lot of pressure in the forehead, especially on the left side and the left eyebrow. You really want to make sure that you're remembering your gifts and you're remembering your ability to connect. You have a different way of doing things. You have a different way of speaking to others as well. And you have a different perspective, and your perspective is valid. So don't forget to allow yourself space when you are encountering a group. You're allowed to be heard. You're allowed to have a different perspective. And that different perspective, while you might think it is not in the majority, is actually something that other people are looking to hear. And you may be, through your vulnerability and allowing yourself to speak up and say, hey, I see this a different way, might be allowing someone else who also feels the same way but isn't as feeling as comfortable in themselves to do so, to speak up. You might be ushering something forward for them and allowing them to be activated and open to their own abilities and their own possibilities and their own self-concept increasing. Self-concept's big too. So how you feel about yourself is also something that's happening here 3. And through expressing yourself in different ways, that is where you're going to be able to kind of get into that cozy center space that will allow you the flexibility and the downtime, almost like the inner downtime, where you let yourself kind of surrender to enjoyment a bit easier, which will fill your cup sooner and will allow you to ripple that out to other people. And that's a good high vibe raise, and everybody feels good once you put it out there. Other people want to put it out there too. Okay, so those are the messages for this week. Hope it resonated with you. Would love to hear. Please give me some feedback. Would love to work with you. So please reach out if you're interested in a reading and check my link. And I'm wishing everyone a really, really fantastic holiday season. Happy Hanukkah, happy Christmas, happy all of the things. And I will check everybody next week. All right, peace out. Hang in there. Bye.